Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be a new spread that I'm starting. I'm actually going to be creating a whole new series, different spreads under the same subject matter, which, as you know, involves shadow work, healing, childhood wounds, whatever it is that's holding us back from becoming the greatest versions of ourselves, karma, lessons. How do we persevere? How do we get through things? How do we overcome again our challenges, negative self talk, self sabotatory behaviors, whatever it is that's going on for the masculine who is kind of in the shadow aspect of that energy? How can we help you to overcome again? Um, and obviously, most of my spreads are geared towards one-on-one. So I was interested to see how it would come out for the collective or those that it resonates with, um, because obviously many are going through the same types of stuff. Um, Different soul groups again are working through their stuff. Um, and it started off with just a 5 card spread. So I said I want to do something maybe that would be kind of quick, not so super long reading. But once I did the 5 cards, I obviously wanted to include, some positive affirmation type cards or something else that involves more like healing work. Um, but then there were some that I, of course, try to dig deeper in regards to the question. Um, and then that, of course, brought a whole more current storyline to kind of go along with how can we come to a place of self-love, what acts can we do that is showing ourselves self-love. um, so I was curious to see how the reading would kind of manifest after I asked the questions and see whatever cards I was moved to grab, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, again, you'll find some kind of information that will be beneficial to you. Again, and this is for the month of October. And again, masculine and feminine stand more for energy than gender. So again, you can be a man and resonate with the feminines, or you can be a man and resonate with the masculines. You can be a feminine, resonate with the masculine, or you can be a feminine, resonate with the feminine, depending on which energy that you're in the shadow aspect of. That's what you're resonating with at the time. Because both males and females have both masculine and feminine energies within them, and it's about coming into balance within yourself with those two energies, healing again through whatever childhood wounds or conditioning or karma that is kind of having us show up the way that we've shown up for ourselves in our lives or allowed others to. So it's kind of like, again, getting to the root of it all. um, Now, I didn't pull an overview card just because I feel like once I laid all these cards out, it was going to be, like I said, I'm going to try to do it quick as I've talked now for 4 minutes. But since this is a new series, I kind of wanted to give you the gist of it before we get into it, so you know what you're going to be listening to. Um, and again, if you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. To support the channel, if you'd like to give an energy exchange, if you like the content that's coming on here and you'd like to make a donation, donations are greatly appreciated. That information is also below. Or like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications button to be notified of new videos that might come up. And I'm probably going to grab some reality checks from a deck that I created at the end. See if there's any harsh truths that we're needing to look at. Let's start out with the first question that I asked. I have my book here, so oh shoot, I don't have my glasses. Where are my glasses? Oh no. I mean, I can see, but I kind of can't. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta find my glasses. Where are my glasses? Sorry about that. Sorry, sorry. Ah, yes, much better. Um, okay, first card represents the relationship to the self. Like what's kind of going on with you, with yourself right now. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Um, so this is all about checks and balances, going over things, weighing out stuff, and as far as, our investments, um, contemplating the value of our efforts, a desire to invest something long term that will benefit, again, not wanting to waste time putting in efforts into something that's not going to, again, reap any rewards. Focus on results, assessing what will be the likely payoff. It's also about feeling frustration, because we're unsure if something's going to manifest that we're looking to manifest here, or if we're investing in. Um, in knowing that if there's no payoff, expectations might be unreasonable. As in life, there's no guarantee, but as long as, again, we're showing up and our efforts are based in integrity and truth, we just keep hope for the best, right? So also focusing on the present, what you have, again, what you've currently invested in. Again, wondering again what we should continue to, right? It's also fear of failure, delays, again, frustration, and hoping to learn how to invest better, whether that's money, time, ourselves into relationships, or, and investing in yourselves. The wisest investment you can make is in yourself, right? In your own growth, in your own healing, whatever's going to propel you forward, whatever's going to keep you from being stuck and stagnant and the lowest and all of that. Now, I asked why the Seven of Pentacles. And we got good news, good fortune, scandal, change, friend, inspiration, sexual attraction. So obviously, there is something concerned about a relationship, what we've invested in already, what we want to invest in, trying to, again, figure out the best way to go about getting something that we're hoping to get. There might be some fear or frustration in regards to uncertainty, or knowing something's got to change, or, what's ahead as far as effort wise. Now, these cards don't come out in the reverse, but, again, there could be disappointments in regards to, again, something that we've already invested in. Maybe something didn't turn out. Good news, good fortune can easily be like, wasted time, didn't turn out the way that we wanted. Ended up being a bunch of drama. And now we got to change some things within ourselves, our environment, or maybe we're thinking about investing somewhere else with someone else, trying to think again long term, right? So this is, what's currently kind of going on with you. Now, I also pulled some of these healthy self-esteem cards, I can't remember what the name of this deck is. but it's, you know, focusing again on self-esteem, body image, health, and money, all kinds of things. I can't remember. It doesn't say on here. I'll put it in the description box below. Um, there might be a feeling of whatever I do, it's not good enough. So again, we might be a little bit in the, you know, kicking ourselves in the ass, or the stinking thinking, or the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Again, wasted time and efforts, perhaps in current situations, missed opportunities, other places, maybe wanting to go back to other things, or another relationship, or again, there's a lot of contemplation going on here, and probably some disappointments, some fear, some worry, you know, some pessimism involved, feeling like, you know, we failed again, or fear of failure in regards to whatever we're looking to invest in next. True wisdom is maintaining a balance between pushing and holding back, balancing detailed perfection with allowing some imperfection. Obviously, you know, this is how we live and learn, from mistakes, realizing again what investments were worth it and what were not. So again, this is about learning from past, present, and hoping not to repeat anything in the future that's similar, you know, but needing to get out of this little bit of lack of belief in oneself, or again, stinking thinking, shoulda, woulda, couldas, you know, kicking yourself in the ass, etc. And then you also have here, my weight is always a struggle. My digestive tract is sensitive to stress. Now, again, you could be losing weight due to stress, or you might have gained some weight due to stress, eating, drinking, what have you, or indulging in substances that cause you to lose weight. You don't know, whatever your vice is, whatever your escape from yourself thing is. You know, mostly everybody's got something. Um, I have a healthy self-esteem in multiple areas of my life. I am satisfied with my ability to fit into a family, a relationship, and a career. I feel good about my intellect and my ability to have a voice in the world. So this is, again, not resorting to things to comfort that might result in some kind of unhealthy physical state of being, mental state of being, emotional state of being. Again, building up your self-esteem, taking each day as an opportunity to make a change, to do something that will lead you to the life that you want to manifest for yourself, the person that you want to become. You know, but there is definitely some self-esteem issues going on here. You know, feeling a bit in the lowest, feeling a bit like a failure, maybe feeling again that, you know, things never work out the way you want, or, you know, it always blows up in your face, or why do I do the things I do, or I invested in this thing and it was wrong, and I should have invested in something else. Again, but you know, it's definitely, we're needing to get to the core issue again of, we are where we are due to choices that we've made. So why do we make the choices that we make? Is it based out of fear, or is it based out of, you know, love for ourselves and whoever we're involving in our dramas of life? Um, you know, it is, you know, doing the checks and balances in regards to, again, how we show up and how we allow others to show up. And where is it that I need to heal within me so I can start feeling better about myself, so that I can make positive strides towards improving, you know, my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health. You know, how can I make wiser investments? And I said, and the wisest investment again that you can make is in yourself, because once you start working on the self, once you start doing whatever healing, whatever things that have caused, you to make the same kind of bad decisions, or whatever stinking thinking has held you back, or self-sabotatory things, or procrastination, or whatever it is for you, it's kind of weighing things up. And we're obviously thinking about long term too, about a relationship. You know, who do we want to invest in? And again, learning from mistakes that we've already made. We have here forgiveness. Um, and then we have the master, faith, the lady, and communication, dark haired man, new beginnings, hope, peace, home. So for some of you, you might be looking for forgiveness from someone. Again, perhaps someone that you realize that, if you made a bad investment, that you should have invested somewhere else. Listen, a lot of masculines are hoping to reconcile with someone, maybe looking for forgiveness, trying to use your intuition, try to figure out how can I make something right? How can I overcome my shadow self? How can I master the self? Like learn how to get out of our own way, right? How can I have faith here? And needing to communicate or wanting to, again, trying to find the inspiration, what to say, you know, perhaps about our bad choices if we're looking to be forgiven. And then we also had here Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles is all about building foundations, slowly but surely. But in the reverse, it's like not doing anything, you know. And at the same time, can't feel like we can move on and move forward, not having our wishes fulfilled, not feeling like we can manifest, even though we want to, you know. So there's some contemplation going on here for you, for sure. Now, I asked what admirable qualities that you have. And then you got the Ten of Wands. And I was like, how is this an admirable quality? Because this speaks about burdens, carrying too much that you can, too much that you can handle, more than you can handle. Overburdened, again, struggling to bring the fruits of one's labors, struggling to complete a cycle. Again, maybe somebody needs to end something or let something go, and that includes, belief systems, behavior patterns, whatever it is for you. Something is on the verge of transformation here, or should be, that's going to propel you into the destiny that you're creating for yourself through whatever efforts you're making, through whatever choices you're making. Reaping rewards after hard work and effort. Again, completing of a cycle, because it's a 10 after a period of struggle. Fulfilled creative adventures, realized dreams or goals. Knowing that even with achievement, there comes great responsibilities and commitments, because obviously, you're always having to put in the effort, right? Aware we're needing to carry on with responsibilities to ensure ongoing success. So that might be an awareness that we're coming into, and that is a good, admirable quality, realizing that we need to, again, be responsible. We're needing to persevere, right? But it also might be feeling like the whole idea seems so daunting. It's too much to bear. Weighing oneself down, fear of all, again, the responsibilities, or just feeling burdened by all the things that I need to do in order to manifest this change, or what it is that I'm looking to have come into my life now. It's about oppression, again, strain. It's also about moving, traveling, So for some, as we've been seeing in a lot of masculines things, some might need to move. But again, the whole idea seems so daunting, burdensome, trying to figure things out. Where am I going? Or again, I mean, I don't want to say, bouncing from relationship to relationship because we fear being alone, or we fear having to, carry the burden of being responsible for ourselves. That's not a way to go. That might be, again, a repeated cycle that we're doing. We keep jumping from person to person, hoping that'll solve all our problems. But again, no matter where you go, there you are. Knowing that no matter what, you have to step up to the plate for yourself. You have to put in work and effort if you want to see something manifest that is good, be it in your relationships, in your finances, in your health. It's about, again, self-investing, self-love, self-care, and showing that outwardly to others, appreciating the people that are your support system. Certainly not sabotaging relationships, putting all our burdens on other people. It's good to have a partner, someone to have a shoulder to cry on, but we can't expect other people to carry the loads of our lives. And for many masculines, this has been a lesson for them that, equal give and take partnerships. You still have to put in the work and effort, even if you're with somebody. You still have to be actively pursuing something that is for you, creative wise, financial wise, again, so you can be an equal contributor. So again, in regards to an admirable quality, again, maybe that awareness coming in for you that we're needing to step up to the plate. We're just trying to figure out, again, what our next moves are. And for some, it is an actual move, right? Looking to fulfill a creative venture, perhaps, or again, or some kind of dream or goal that we're trying to set for ourselves. But we know, again, we have to keep putting in the work in order to see something come about. And it's also because we might be in this position right now. It's showing, again, that you're almost there. Keep trudging forward, keep working on yourself, keep putting in those efforts. Don't let fear or low self-esteem or whatever keep you stuck or feeling like you can't manifest. It's believing in yourself, right? And again, and being honest with yourself and others as well, if we're needing to be, to release whatever burdens that we might be carrying within ourselves. As I ask why the Ten of Wands, and then we have greed, talent, fair gray-haired man, truth, and strength. So again, strength, talking about taming the beast. If you think about the traditional tarot, it's taming the lion, taming the shadow aspect, gaining our courage, our strength, our belief in ourselves, to be able to persevere, to push through life's challenges. Again, being honest with ourselves, maturing within our experiences, again, learning. This is also talent and greed. It speaks about our desires, our wants. Perhaps it involves our talents if it's career wise, or this is, again, just trying to figure out a way how to get what we want in life. Coming to that, again, maturity and wisdom and understanding, that honesty within ourselves, again, or maybe needing to be honest with other people, whoever it is that you're looking for forgiveness from, and maybe forgiving oneself too for not understanding the deeper meaning, or getting the aha moments before now. But it doesn't matter when, as long as it happens, right? And then we have the strength and will and courage to make whatever changes we have to make, to persevere. And then you have here as the positive. I express joy and gratitude in my life with the proper combination of passion and humility. So try to still find the joy, try to still find the peace. What can we be grateful for, even if it's coming into those aha moments? Grateful for the lessons, especially if you learn them, because that's karma that you've shed, and now you can move on to the next phase where there'll be even more because it never ends, right? Um, and try to again find your inner passion, follow your passions, handle it all with grace and humility. What all these experiences, these trials, these tribulations, these stresses, these burdens, they're all opportunities for you to grow and expand, right? I now effectively communicate the clarity in my mind to everyone around me. Again, release the burdens, speak a truth, stand in your truth. Figure out a way how to gain that strength and courage again to do what it is that you need to do, that you need to do. Figure it out, but you got to believe in yourself, right? Um, oh, I forgot to take this. You had trust here. I know that God in his infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now. So this again was with the first one, right? So you're trying to perhaps trust that, if you've put in the work and effort, that something will manifest for you. You're trying to have trust, you're trying to have faith, you're waiting. But it also, during the waiting, we know that we have to plant those seeds. We have to do our part. You can't just sit and wait for the universe to just, not drop something off at your door. You got to meet them halfway. And for this part, the admirable qualities, gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. I'm going to speak about here about gratitude. Yeah, gratitude. Try to be grateful even for the struggles, again, because they're going to show you what you're made of. They're going to show you who you are and what you're made of. How can I pull through this situation? How can I show up for myself? How can I show up for others differently? Something that's going to allow me to, again, be happy, to accomplish goals, to stop. Well, you're not going to ever stop struggling. Like I said, there's always more. But you'll be better equipped to handle with each challenging lesson or each struggle or each thing that you go through. It makes you more equipped to handle the next. It's like you become a survivor in essence, right? So don't beat yourself up too hard. But now is the time for Jesus. Love yourself. Have compassion even for yourself on your journey, because you're a soul here on having the human experience, and this shit ain't easy. And depending on what your soul contracts were, or what lessons you came here to learn, or what karma you came here to shed, your life might have been quite the pickle. But again, it's about how you rise above it, how you rise through it, and make sure that when you do, you're standing in truth and integrity and strong sense of character, moral standards, values. Be a person that you can be proud of, right? Doing things for the right reasons. Again, being honest with ourselves and others. This is how you show yourself self-love. This is how you manifest your highest and best. If you do anything from a lower vibration self, fear, anger, resentment, any shadow stuff, deception, lies, it'll always show up for you to try to teach you something through experiences, through hardships. What are you meant to learn about yourself through this stuff, right? And then the disowned self, the shadow aspect, parts that need more love and acceptance from you. I mentioned before, a lot of people got financial karma, you know. So this is something that we're needing to address. That's why I mentioned too, a lot of codependent relationships, jumping from relationship to relationship just as a means to be kind of taken care of, where if we tend to slack off, because again, a roommate won't cook for you, clean for you, dote on you, love on you, take care of you, and pay your part of the bills, but a romantic partner will if you can't, until again they get sick of it. And some masculines have been going into situations for that reason, because they're afraid to step up to the plate for themselves. Because a roommate, again, you're going to still have to have some kind of responsibility, put in some kind of effort, but with romantic partners, you tend to dump all your stuff on them. Some people do, or people that allow it, whatever side of the coin you fall on. And again, we can't be responsible for other people, and we can't expect other people to be responsible for us either. This is another big lesson for many, is to become independent, self-sufficient, and not be moochy or codependent. Again, entering into relationships out of needs and filling voids. This is the shadow. Two of Pentacles, speaks about disorganization, financial disarray, struggle to manage finances, easily overwhelmed by responsibilities. Here, feeling burdened. Needing to be organized and planned in our approaches, making wiser investments. Need for structure, not managing work and family commitments right. A need to budget. In relationships, a need to not, again, overcommit, overinvest in things until you're sure it's going to reap some seeds for you. Again, sometimes people jumping into stuff thinking it's going to change things, but no matter where you go, there you are. So rushing into relationships, again, jumping from relationship to relationship, thinking it's going to solve all your problems. Eventually, those things keep coming up because they need to be addressed, right? I need to watch your spending. So again, some people are just bad with money. You need to also not get distracted, or not be putting in any efforts, or being lazy or whatever it is, because it said this Nine of Pentacles, this person isn't moving or doing anything. And here we have, now that my children are grown, I don't know what to do with my life. If you have kids, this might be something that you're thinking, right? Because a lot of times you put in all your efforts and stuff into providing for the kids or taking care of the kids, and once they go, it's like, what do I do with me now? This is just you trying to figure out in general. You don't know what you want to do with your life, especially if you've been feeling like a failure so far, or things haven't worked out the way you wanted to. As a join the club. For many it hasn't. But again, we have to connect the dots. We have to find the common denominator, which is usually us, again, and how we're showing up for ourselves, or how we're allowing others to show up. This is what creates our experiences. So again, it's trying to figure out, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to plant your seeds? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to say or do in order to bring about a different reality for yourself, right? We got some more pessimism here. I blame myself for things that go wrong around me. I must be in control. A lot of this stuff, again, is childhood wounding, defense mechanisms, fear-based, automatic responses due to conditioning. Whether you're a person who lies a lot or jumps into relationships out of fear or whatever it is, it's that wounding, that wounding that we're needing to figure out what makes us all out of whack, out of balance, still struggling to figure out who am I, where am I going, what am I doing, how do I make something, again, just kind of all over the place, being in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or blaming everything else instead of ourselves sometimes too. Pointing the finger out like, it's because of this, it's because of that. It's like, yeah, well, how are you showing up every day? There's only so much blame we can put on external things or past things. It's the here and now, the day in, the day out. How are we showing up for ourselves? How are we showing up for the other people in our lives? It's not about blame. It's about accountability and making changes so that whatever is causing our disarray stops repeating, right? And then we have here diligence. So this is all again about work, effort, putting in the effort to our own growth, right? Or growth with the person, brown-haired woman. Or you're the brown-haired woman putting in the growth into yourself, or again, or you're this is someone that you're looking to put in work and effort into, but you're struggling to figure it out. Surprise, loss, and the lesson. So either, we're ending something, and, we're learning a lesson in regards to, again, how we showed up in that situation. Is this something that repeats? Is this karmic? What is it about me that's got to go? How do I need to show up differently again? What do I need to change? How do I need to grow? Right? Or again, this is about wanting to put in the effort, show that we've learned a lesson. There might be some communication here, or surprise could also be documents, papers, could be divorce papers. And maybe a lot of the problems in our relationship was because, of finances. Maybe we weren't contributing, again, depending if you're one of those masculines who, again, jumped from relationship to relationship and showed up the same in every one and was the kind that were moochy or narcissistic and milking something until, it ran dry, and now that person got tired of your shit and you're having to get out of it, and maybe you're shocked that it ended. But again, it's about learning a lesson, how you're showing up. That's for some of you. Or again, or maybe that is just the realization that you're having in regards to a current situation, past situations, a situation you might want to go back to, or whatever one you're moving into for the future. What is this lesson in here for you? As within, so without. So if you're lacking belief in yourself, if you're lacking self-love, right? Then you're not really showing up authentically or 100% in your relationships, right? Because I have here, since your intimate relationships often mirror the relationship that you have within yourself, it's important to understand and nurture yourself to treat yourself how you would like others to treat you, right? So as within, again, so without. And if we're not applying ourselves, if we're not believing in ourselves, if we're just in the woest, and if we're in slacker mode and just using people or whatever, that's what life is going to be keep giving us. And it's going to keep giving us opportunities to see that through different relationships that all end up ending the same way for the same reasons. And again, and we're the common denominator. It's really trying to dig deep and find out again what's within us that needs to be healed and changed, and how do we release that? How do we step into our power and our truth? How do we overcome this shadow aspect? How do we learn these lessons about, again, maybe relationships that we've lost, people that we've lost due to our own stuff? Or again, whatever we bring and what we allow. And it's about, again, the work and the effort that we put into ourselves and our relationships, our life in general. And then you have here signs. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. Tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. And prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. So this is obviously, got to believe in ourselves. Got to ask the universe for help, for signs, for guidance. We have to be gentle with ourselves through the process, but also, again, making sure we're going easy on other people too. If we're having a lot of strife and issues coming up due to our own stuff not being addressed. Everybody's got their stuff. And this is just about, again, you being committed to yourself, to your journey, to your healing, to your spiritual path, and also to your relationships if you're in them. Maybe this was part of the lesson, not being fully invested, just kind of being there. Again, needing to get this aha moments and clarity to dig deep about what it is that's got to change, right? And speaking of which, what needs to be released? We have the King of Swords. This is judgments and expectations that you need to release in order to be more loving towards yourself and perhaps towards other people. And the King of Swords is somebody who takes responsibilities seriously. It has a desire for spiritual understanding. Someone who's compassionate but intellectual. Someone who has mental clarity. Good judgment. Right? Who's not afraid to take the lead. They're a ruler, not in a dominating sense, but they have dominion over themselves. Again, they have the strength. They can tame the beast, get in balance within themselves, so they can be clear and analytical in their decision making of, again, about what they're investing in, what decisions they're making, and are they based in truth and integrity? Are they for the right reasons, or are they based in lies, deceptions, wounding? Right? This is also somebody who can be emotionally detached. So again, maybe we're cold and aloof, or we're not fully emotionally invested. Again, we're just with people as means to an ends. Just to have a companion, but there's no real love there. The heart really isn't open. It's just surface, or it's just temporary, or it's just, again, nothing that's really deep. Or this is how you come across. Not emotionally, not in touch with one's emotions in a healthy way that can be expressed in a healthy, authentic way. It's not in the reverse, but in the reverse, this is someone who uses, mind games, manipulation in order to get what they want. Will even lie and say that they love someone just to get a living situation, just to have that person, again, take care of them and pay their way or whatever, so they don't have to deal with their own stuff. But for many, it's a repetitive cycle, a repetitive pattern that we're finding ourselves in, where, again, it's how are we showing up in our lives? How are we affecting our own paths? How are we affecting other people? Right? So again, maybe we're needing to release this kind of cold, detached way of being, and needing to be more, again, compassionate, understanding in regards to what effect that we have on others as well. what our choices, actions, behaviors, how that affects other people. Again, if jumping from relationship to relationship, bringing your U-Haul truck full of all your baggage and wounding and conditioning and all the stuff that you don't want to go through, just dragging it from, one situation to the next. But again, eventually that truck's going to have to be gone through. It's like you can't keep dragging that. Lighten the load. Lighten the load. This is someone who deals again with truth and facts. So we're needing to again be tell the truth, be truthful, be honest again with ourselves and others, and take our responsibilities more seriously, and again, and not look to dump our responsibilities of survival or living on someone else if you're one of those masculines that does that. And then we have here the lovers, the fool, mistake, dark-haired woman, abundance, confusion, battle, destruction. So again, uncertainty, about how to end something, uncertainty in regards to, if there can be a new beginning despite a bad ending with someone that we were a little cold and aloof and detached with and not honest with. This is about feeling like we made a mistake. Again, there's some contemplation here with forgiveness and whatever. There's some realization being made in regards to a relationship. And again, the reasons why we were in it, what happened during it, again, how we showed up. Were we, again, in that based in love or need, truth or lies? What is it about me that's got to go? How am I not, again, showing up for myself? Where am I falling short in regards to my relationships with others? Am I in an equal give and take kind of situation, or am I just taking? Or for some, giving too much? But then you would be falling on the negative aspect of the feminine in that regard. King of Swords also speaks about lawyers and law. So again, I don't know if people are ending marriages, um, and it's throwing you through a loop. It's really making you see again your choices. And this is why we're having all these kind of regrets, and maybe for some we're looking to go back into something with someone else, or some might be trying to just jump into something new with a completely new person. Again, if they're not looking to, if they're looking to just repeat, sometimes you need to take time by yourself to figure out again who you are, what you want, and make sure that the next time you enter into a relationship with somebody, it's not because you need a place to live. It's not because you're looking for someone to fill a void or meet your needs in some way. It's because you're looking to share and build a life with someone. We are helping each other become the best versions of yourselves. That codependency stuff's got to go. And that stems from, again, low self-worth. Making choices that are, again, not in our highest and best and not in the highest and best of others. That's low self-worth. This is always at the root of it all. This is why we're needing to learn to love ourselves so that we, again, stop showing up the way that we have, or stop allowing others to, and we can make better choices, better investments, learning these lessons. Being committed, again, to your own growth and healing. Learning from these mistakes. And if we're unclear, we're needing to get clear, or we're needing to speak up, or we're needing to say something here. Because obviously we're dealing with somebody who we've hurt, or we're feeling hurt due to our current circumstances too. Obviously it can't be easy. Now we have here sobriety, My mind is clear and easily able to focus and concentrate. So again, they're asking you to get clear, figure it out, be honest with yourself. Feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. Again, this is the positive aspect of this energy. Giving, nurturing, caring, considerate, empathetic. If we've been cold and detached and not really give it a damn how we show up or how it affects other people, again, we're needing to get a little tenderness, get a little compassion. Again, knowing that our words and actions and whatever else doesn't have just an effect on us, it affects other people. We're needing to tap more into the positive aspects again of the feminine energy. And male, female, like I says, doesn't matter who you are, regardless. Miracle. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to the situation. See it, believe it, achieve it. And as long as you're coming from a place of truth and integrity, whatever you're working on, whatever seeds you're trying to plant and wait to harvest, it says if the intention was based on truth, then believe in miracles. You will reap what you sow. But if it's based in bullshit, you'll also reap what you sow. Boundaries. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. So this is about honoring other people's boundaries. This is also about having our own. If you're a masculine who's let somebody trample all over you. Now, it's learning about boundaries and what healthy boundaries should be in relationships. Right? You show people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And again, you show people what you think about them by how you treat them. If you treat people as means to an ends and whatever, you don't respect people's boundaries. Or if you're allowing that, you're not, again, it's both. People need to have healthy boundaries. It's important. I can't get what I want, no matter what I do or say. So might be what you're feeling. I can find the resources within me to be flexible, energetic, vital, and assertive. I lovingly go after and get what I need. And again, and it says lovingly go after and get what I need, not sneakily or underhandedly or manipulatively or any of that, right? It's having confidence and knowing that you can get with what you want to achieve out of life by coming from a place of authenticity and truth, right? And self-love. And not feeling like we have to go through other means in order to achieve certain things or have certain things. All right, so we need to be all detached and whatever because this way, we're not as affected, but you are affected regardless. If I love someone, it means that it becomes harder for me to speak my mind. So that, again, coming across as cold and detached and aloof, perhaps hiding feelings. In a loving relationship, by taking appropriate action and communicating directly, I can transform any troubling situation, problem, or obstacle. So again, honesty is key. Honesty is always the best policy. And lastly, we have the Lovers in reverse in regards to something loving and nurturing that you can do for yourself right now. Right? Lovers in reverse. It's about disharmony, imbalance, misalignment of values. So if we're feeling that, we need to turn that around, right? Avoiding responsibilities or the consequences of our actions. We need to not do that. We need to understand that all actions have consequences, right? And thinking about, again, the next time that we do something or invest in something, what the long-term potential of that choice is going to be. Not doing things in spur of the moment or based in need or fear of showing up for ourselves or whatever it is for you, right? Because it always ends up the same. Right choice based in desire. Rushed choices based in desire for instant gratification and trying to now lay blame on others. So again, we are where we are due to our own choices. And for some masculines, you did rush into a situation looking for somebody to save you or so you can avoid whatever it is that you were dealing with that was uncomfortable, whatever situation you were in before you jumped into this situation that you're getting out of now here. You know, maybe there was a lot of stuff that was coming up that you just didn't want to deal with, you couldn't handle, which shows again a deep rooted issue that we've been running from. Some of it is fear of abandonment, again, feeling worthless, feeling unloved, whatever it is, and we're needing another person around us to make us feel better about ourselves, to make us feel like it's not that bad, to provide a roof over our heads and food in our belly and someone to kiss us and take care of us and stuff and to give us what we feel like we need in order to, again, avoid all those uncomfortable feelings that we might be having. But again, if we are showing up the same way, looking for someone else again to do all the work to pacify our wounds and to handle all our stuff, eventually that becomes too burdensome from that person. And eventually these karmic situations will always hold up the mirror and you have to deal with it again at some point, unless you're going to run into another situation where you can avoid it for a while. But eventually it's going to resurface again. It's all about you dealing with whatever's inside of you that's got to go. Don't run from challenges. Don't run from responsibility. Don't run from accountability. Don't run from those uncomfortable feelings. They're coming up to the surface for a reason. That's the inner child that's been wounded. That's the you that needs to be healed. So we can again make better choices, so that we can believe in ourselves, so that we can stand in truth and be an honest person and a person of strength and character and integrity and have fulfilling relationships, pursuing our dreams, having success in our financial area, working on ourselves, having success in our spiritual self, our mental, emotional, and physical health. All these areas is like we have to make sure that we are balanced within them, figuring out again where our values lie, or if we have any. If we don't have any, we need to get some, right? Inner conflict, disharmony within oneself. So again, we're needing to get out of that. Different values are out of balance with each other if we're talking about a relationship, not mutual feelings. So again, if we're feeling like we're in a situation that we made a mistake and we want to get out of that, we're needing to speak up and say the truth and not stay in it just because of need-based or fear. This is also having a fear of getting hurt, closed off heart, not speaking our true feelings in regards to somebody, right? So this is how the stuff that we need to work on to show ourselves more love. And then we have here the why. We have doubt, stranger, stop, look, listen, patience, journey, hidden enemy, challenge. Hidden enemy could be, our own worst enemy, getting in our own way, not doubtful that we can become someone different, or maybe that someone's going to see us as someone different, or that we can meet someone new. Depends on what your situation is here, but there needs to be some attention put on what needs to be addressed here. There needs to be some patience in regards to the process. You didn't get where you are overnight. This has been a lifetime of conditioning, of wounding, of patterns, behavior patterns. It's a process, but as long as you're making the moves, you're heading in the right direction on your journey. This is also could be about traveling. Again, some people might need to move, because the person that they're with now is not happy with them. Or maybe it's a challenge to work something out, or again, a challenge to overcome the self, to be able to move. to make moves. And then you also have here clarity, wealth, power, anxiety, success. So obviously finances are an issue. Trying to get clear about money. How do I become empowered? Releasing these fears. How do I have success? Like there's just a lot going on here. Hope. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. Health. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. So this is about, again, caring for the self, self-care, self-love, doing things that are going to be good for you and others in the long run. Have hope. Try to work on getting yourself in balance. Try to figure out again what's got to go, how we showing up and how we're allowing others to show up. Integrity. I trust my ability to know what is true for me. So doing the right things for the right reasons. Giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. Again, equal give and take relationships. Not allowing someone to dump all this shit on you and you not dumping all your shit on somebody else. It's, one thing to be supportive, but it's another thing to be enabling or allowing others to enable us in our own stuff, whatever it is for you. Action. Today I take action related to the priorities that I've previously put off. As I said, this person isn't taking any action here. If I say how I feel, I'll lose love and respect. So some people are afraid to speak the truth because they're afraid of how they'll be perceived. But I tell you right now, honesty, you respect someone more who's honest than someone who's deceptive. Whether it's a difficult truth or not, I'd much rather hear a truth myself than some sugar-coated lie, because lies don't serve anyone and they always blow up in your face. So don't be afraid to speak how you feel. Don't be afraid to speak up. It'll set you free, help you release the burdens here. It says I can be happy even if someone disagrees or disapproves of me. So it's, again, speak your truth. And if people aren't happy with what they're hearing, as long as, again, you're not being an asshole, if it's truly how you feel, like I said, some people might be ending situations, if you don't love somebody anymore or something and you want to say that, don't be afraid to speak up. Again, keeping yourself stuck. Or maybe you're doing it on purpose because you're afraid to move forward. I don't know what your situation is here. But regardless, it's about speaking up. You know what I'm saying? One of the most important parts of a loving relationship is that someone gives me what I need. When I love someone, they are my better half. They complete me. Again, watch out for codependency stuff. You have to be whole on your own when you come into a relationship. Need-based, wounding-based, karmic-based situations are there to teach you something about yourself. Again, how you're showing up and how you're allowing others to. So don't look for someone else to be the person to give you what you need. You need to do that for yourself. The person needs to compliment you. Again, it's complimenting, not codependency, right? If I cannot get a need met in a relationship, I'm able to get that need satisfied in some other way. I am a whole person, whether I am alone or with someone. Again, a lot of people jumping from relationship to relationships because they fear being by themselves. They're looking for someone else, again, to fulfill a need. Fill a void and meet a need. Make me not feel like such shit because I got somebody who loves me despite all my feeling like a failure and not doing anything with myself. However it works for you, it's feeding something. These dysfunctional situations are feeding the wound. Again, and it's what do we need to address here? My voice can't be heard. What I have to offer doesn't matter. So this is, again, just being in the lowest victim mentality, stinking thinking, like giving up hope kind of, or something here. It's like it should matter just for you, for yourself. especially if it keeps you stuck and stagnant and making bad choices and not being good to yourself or other people or however it's playing out in your life, you know. My unique voice is an authentic part of the life force that needs to be expressed. Or even it's about believing in your own talents or abilities or something that you want to work on or manifest, your dreams, your hopes, or whatever. Feeling like, oh, what difference does it make? And I'll never make it. Any of that stinking thinking's got to go. If I love someone, I need to take care of them if they're in pain or suffering, right? This is that staying in relationships out of guilt or guilting others to stay in relationships with us because we're in victim mode. Feel sorry for me, but even though I'm not doing anything to change myself, you know. Or again, staying in situations because you're afraid, you know, that you're unhappy in because you feel like somehow that person needs you. They don't need somebody who's not there 100%. They don't need somebody who's not being truthful with them. They don't need somebody who's not happy to be in their life. People don't need somebody to stay with somebody out of guilt. People will survive. If anything, it'll teach them something about their own strength of being able to be independent and on their own, or what choices that they've made. Maybe they entered into the relationship with you for the same reasons. Like I said, two broken halves don't make a whole. They're both there to feed each other's wounding. Most of it is fear of being alone, abandonment issues, low self-esteem, all of the above. That's why you're brought together. So if you're feeling this rustling within yourself, knowing that something's got to change or whatever, that means that maybe you're finally hitting your growth spurt. And don't keep yourself stuck and stagnant in situations that you're outgrowing because you're wanting more and better for yourself, because that relationship served a purpose. It was filling a void and meeting a need while you were in your karmic stuff. But again, if you're coming to aha moments, you're needing to release yourself from that so that you can start paving the way for the new destiny that you want to create for yourself. And you have to not be afraid of letting that go. A lot of people are afraid of letting go of karmic cycles, or whatever it is. And you're just keeping yourself stuck, which is why you're trying to weigh out all the pros and cons. And for some reasons, for some people, not even making moves because it all just seems so daunting to have the conversation, to have to move, to have to figure stuff out. That's why some people just fear dealing with it all, so they just stay. And weeks go by, and days and months go by, and years go by, and we're still in the unhappiness, right? If I love someone who is in pain, I can allow them space if they need to solve a problem in their own private way. So this is, again, people will, it's much better to be real than to be living a lie, right? It's much better to be alone than being in a relationship where you feel alone. Like I said, it's just, if it's not based in truth and love, you're doing an injustice to you both by staying in something like that, right? I'm not valuable unless I'm taking care of someone else's needs. Or it could be on the flip side, feeling like we're not valuable unless we got someone else taking care of us, stroking our ego, putting us up on a pedestal, making us feel loved, even though we don't love ourselves. It's that, again, that codependency, needing something outside of ourselves to validate us or to make us feel like we're somebody, because we're obviously not feeling it within ourselves. I love with wisdom. I nurture and support others as much as I nurture and support myself. So again, it's about getting real, getting authentic, with yourself there. Let's see what kind of reality checks you might have. What reality checks does the masculine have here in the month of October? What reality checks do you have for the masculine in the month of October? What reality checks do you have for the masculine in the month of October? What reality checks do you have for the masculine in the month of October? What reality checks do we have for the masculine in the month of October? Whoa. Alright. Got enough here. Whoops. Dude, what are you doing? Perhaps we need to reevaluate our choices, thoughts, behaviors, etc. Who are you fooling with that bullshit? Everything you think, say, or do, the universe knows all. You cannot hide the truth or run from it. So all this truth is coming up. Again, there needs to be some truths coming out or realized or accepted. You can lie to others and yourself, but we all eventually reap what we sow. It all goes on your karma card. So, you know what I'm saying? Love yourself and don't settle for less. The answer is simple. You know, self-love. Don't trust them. They're a shady mofo. This is either a fact based on experience or a feeling. Trust in your intuition and people's patterns of behavior. This can also be how someone feels about you, depending on the question asked. So again, if we're uncertain about getting together, back together with someone, maybe it's because they don't trust us anymore. Also, you know they shouldn't trust you, or you're questioning if you can trust someone or a situation, or trust your own intuition in regards to what you feel like you're being guided to do. Can you trust in a situation to, you know, manifest what it is that you're hoping that it will, right? And then you got they are sincere, their intentions are good. So whoever you're thinking of, perhaps their intentions are good and they are a sincere person, you know, and maybe you're needing to get over your fears or whatever, and make the effort and stop settling for less than, or again, in relationships that we're not emotionally invested in, we're just surface meeting needs, filling voids, you know. But we know that there might be a challenge here in regards to earning somebody's trust, you know, and it's also about speaking truths, not fooling ourselves, not fooling other people, you know, certainly not fooling the universe, because they see everything and they're asking you, you know, what are you doing, right? Or this is how you're trying to come across as someone who's sincere, but maybe you're not. Again, I was told the other one would check your motives. We got not this asshole again. Either they keep coming around, or in some way you keep bringing this past person into the present. If they keep coming around, there may be more lessons to go through with them, or the universe is testing you to see if you have learned whatever lesson was to be learned before. Or you could be clinging to something that needs to be let go of in order to clear your energy to be open to something new, and it's best that you heal and release this person or experience for your own good. It includes release whatever stinking thinking, negative behavior patterns, self-sabotatory behavior patterns, anything that isn't based in truth and integrity. Again, stuff that doesn't make us happy, using and abusing people, or allowing them to do that to us. You know, this is karma. This is the universe testing you to see if you've learned the lesson that you're needing to learn, that has been presented to you over and over and over again throughout your life. Again, if you do a life review, you'll see same scenarios, same situations, same endings, because we've been the same, right? So again, there's a lesson in here. And maybe somebody thinks this way about you, you know? But again, it's karma. There could be a soulmate connection here. You know, and if you can learn these lessons, if you can get your shit together and show up differently, again, you'll have experiences, soulmate relationships, whatever, that will show up differently as well. Right? But obviously, we're needing to stop clinging to fear, to negative self-talk, to dead-end relationships or behavior patterns or whatever it is. We're needing to let go of something so that we can clear it and again, move into our authentic self. Be open to meeting someone new, whether it's meeting a new person or seeing someone in a new light. Be open. So that stranger card here, again, it might be encouraging you to move on to something new. Maybe you're trying to, again, present yourself as someone who's changed or grown through the situation and you're trying to move back to something. Or this is just meeting someone new in general and showing up differently, right? Obviously, it's about getting out of your current situation, that's for sure. Don't be a doormat. Self-worth, self-love, self-respect, and healthy boundaries are a must. Equal give and take is also important in relationships, again, or don't treat people like doormats. Whatever side of the coin you fall on. So, knowing again about balance in relationships, how we are showing up and how we allow others to show up. You know, are we allowing others to show up like a doormat because we're treating them that way? Because we're not handling our own shit? Or are we allowing ourselves to be treated like doormats by people? However, again, however it fits for you. But don't be a hot mess. Get it together. Heal thyself. Do what you got to do. Get control of yourself and your life. Don't let yourself be a casualty in the war that another is having within themselves. And if the war is within you, don't leave casualties. The moral of this story is healing is good for everyone. So again, heal before you deal. Jumping in from relationship to relationship to relationship, again, before we deal with ourselves, we're just bringing the same old shit. And it's going to repeat. It's karmic. That's why sometimes being alone for a time, working on our career, working on, again, ourselves is best before we go jumping into something else. You know? You cannot heal, save, or change anyone but yourself. So again, staying in relationships out of guilt or thinking we can heal people or looking for other people to heal, save, and save us. Change comes from within. You know what I'm saying? Don't take on another's karma or their need for self-healing. These things must come from within. Watch out for codependency. Like I says, in codependent relationships, you know, narcissists and codependence are the same, you know, same coin but different sides. Both are codependent. Both need the other to feed their wounding. One wants to be doted on and loved on and you know, made to feel like worthy, and the other one wants to give for the same kind of feeling. That's why I said they're meant to teach each other. So if you were in some kind of codependent relationship, you know, whatever side of the coin you were on, whether you were the person being kind of narcissistic and treating people like doormats or means to an end, or now stuck in situations you're not happy in because you're kind of looking at your life and looking at things, then again, it's knowing that healing has to come from within. Or if you were on the other side of that, and, you know, either way, watch out for codependency. Fool me once, fool me twice. In other words, don't be a fool. Don't keep making the same mistakes over and over. Don't keep showing up the same way and expecting that's insanity, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you keep letting shady people slide, they'll think they can ice skate. Don't play yourself by letting them play you again. Or don't play yourself by trying to play somebody else again. Break the cycle. Like I said, whatever side of the coin that you fall on. The doer of the do or the one on the receiving end. If you don't want to be single, go out and mingle. Unless your next romantic partner is a delivery person, they aren't going to come to your doorstep. You have to put yourself out there. But again, it's recommended to heal before you deal. Because if you're jumping into another situation in the same broken place that you were in this one, it's just going to repeat. You know, if you want to be a good if you want to attract a good partner, you first have to learn to become one. So I highly recommend that you deal with your issues before you go jumping into any other kind of relationships. And make sure, again, that we're showing up differently. Get some belief in yourself. Work on yourself. And again, and watch for those, for falling back into those shadow patterns or playing out those karmic things with others while as they fall into their shadow stuff. You know, it's again about getting clear, being honest again with yourself. What about me needs to change? How can I show up differently? And how can I make sure that others show up differently too? How can I have a better experience than what I've had so far? And make sure that, again, we're always speaking from a place of honesty and acting from a place of honesty. No shady stuff, no lies, no ulterior motives. Just be authentic. And on that note, I send, oh my God, an hour and 20 minutes. I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck. In regards to this and anything else you might be going through, again, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and good luck, masculine, on your journey.